Hi guys, welcome back to Dog Q&A. This is number 12. Can't believe it's been 3 months already. I brought Minnie with me so you'd have something interesting to look at. Thought I would try this outside on the porch, and there's not a lot of traffic or activity right now, so should be okay. And before I get started on today's topic, I wanted to do a little plug for a pet cleaner that I have, and I think I got this off of chewy.com, but it's called Only Natural Pet is the brand, and it's a stain and odor remover. This is a natural product. The ingredients are a blend of enzymes, biocatalysts, organic surfactants, organic cleaning agents, mandarin, and green tea essential oil. So the reason I'm bringing this out is because my dog Sammy threw up this morning on the carpet, which we're not used to having. And this is perhaps one of the best cleaning agents I've ever used. And it really is fantastic. There are other good ones out there, of course. However, this one cleans like nothing I've ever seen. So I'd have to do a little more research into the exact ingredients, but it is a natural product. It smells a little bit like green tea. It's very pleasant and worked really well on the carpet this morning. So that is my little plug for Only Natural Pet Stain and Odor Remover. So today I wanted to talk to you about the different types of training and which one might be best for your situation. So the main one that I do currently is in-home and online, those two, and really they're exactly the same. So I'll start with the in-home training. This is best for issues you're having in your home that you can't address in another location. So things like house training, jumping on visitors that come into the home, door dashing, which you can kind of train something like door dashing in another location, but then you have to retrain it at your house. So things like that you specifically have to train in your home or work within your home. I think like Sammy had issues going up and down the stairs. He's never been on stairs before. And that was one we had to work with on those particular stairs. So that was good for that. If you have things like that require behavior modification, the best place to work on that is in the home. And the reason is because that's where your dog is most comfortable, and that's where the issue is occurring. So that's likely where is the only place you're going to see the issue. So like a separation anxiety, you may not have that or be able to replicate that in a classroom. Things like food aggression. Your dog, if you try to work on that in another place, he may not be comfortable enough to show that behavior in another location. I thought too of chasing your cat. Like that is one. You don't want to take your cat somewhere else, so that's a good one for working on in your home. The third reason to use in-home training is if you want the training to come to you. So maybe you are very busy and you don't want to deal with putting your dog in the car. Maybe your dog is phobic of the car. Have the training come to you. And then online training is literally exactly the same. And if you've watched the other dog Q&A sessions, you see how we can even have a discussion about the behavior can bring things to light. And when I do online training, I can actually demo things with my dog, and then you can replicate it with your dog. So it's great for if you need a shorter training session, because I do 30-minute sessions. And that way you can easily fit it into your schedule. And it also won't burn out your dog. An hour of training is a long time for a person and a dog. It's a lot of information to pack in, but we do it that way because, we have to travel to a location. We don't want to just spend 30 minutes and then leave. With online, though, we can make it whatever we want. So that's why I do 30-minute sessions for that, because it's just more conducive to learning. And with online training, you also can get a recorded version of your training. So if there's something you forgot, you can go back and reference it. And I do send notes after my training sessions, but if you want to see it played out again, that's a great thing to have, as a recorded session of your training. So what about training classes? What are these good for? First thing that comes to my mind is like dog sports. Maybe you want to take an agility class. You could buy a bunch of agility equipment, set it up in your yard, and have a trainer come and help you, show you how to teach your dog to use the equipment, but it's easier if you just go to a place and have the instructor teach you on their stuff. Something like tri-ball or fly ball or rally obedience, those types of sports are great for getting your dog out and active in a classroom setting. If you need to take your training to another level, like your basic obedience training, maybe your dog will do all of his commands at home or in the yard, or even in your local park, but you need more distractions like other dogs or people or something like that. Classes are great for adding those extra distractions, and then teaching your dog, working on like proximity training to other dogs. So teaching your dog to be calm when close to other dogs. If your dog is leash reactive and you've maybe had a trainer come to your home, work with you at your home, then you need to take it to another level. Sometimes introducing a class environment to the leash reactivity can be helpful, provided it's done correctly. Maybe your dog's afraid of other people or dogs. That's a good way to expose them at a level they can handle. You just want to keep them far enough away that they are able to focus on you and do some commands. And then puppy socialization, which is so critical to puppies. That's where they learn their communication skills, they learn how to interact with other dogs, they learn that other dogs are positive and fun. That is, I always, even if I have an in-home puppy client, I say get your puppy in a class, especially during that critical socialization period, which ends around 12 weeks of age, so you don't have much time to do it. So I say once your puppy is home and settled, you get that puppy in a class immediately. Now, the last one is board and train. So a lot of people want the magic pill for their dog. Well, this is probably as close as it gets. You send your dog off for training and they come back and they have all the skills that you wanted them to have as far as obedience goes and manners. However, you still have to keep it up and you're the one that has to maintain it. So for obedience, it might be a good initial fix. However, you still have to be the one to take the responsibility after the fact. My favorite thing that I typically recommend board and train for is dog aggression or people aggression. These are two things that take a lot of modification to work on. And if you send your dog away for an aggression issue, dog or people, and send them to a board and train facility, that trainer is going to take at least 2 weeks to just build the relationship with your dog before they can even start working with your dog. So it is expensive, and that's why, because it's a difficult issue. Most trainers shouldn't or can't work on it because they don't have the skill set. I personally don't feel like I'm equipped to deal with most or the major types of aggression issues. So that's why I like to refer them to a specialist, sort of like a doctor. If you have a specific issue you need addressed, you go to a specific doctor for that. So that's what board and train is good for, is really getting into those major aggression issues. Or, if you just don't want to take the time to work with your dog, you can send them to a board and train facility. However, they're just if you don't work with them afterwards, they're gonna revert back to the issues you were having before. So hope that helps clarify what types of training you might want to look into. And I'm always here if you have questions and need some advice. And if you want to be on a dog Q&A, if you have a behavior issue you'd like to address, just email me. My email is in the link or in the description, I believe, casperscanines@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to put you on an episode and see if we can work through your dog's issue together. So I do offer that as well. And if you guys have any other questions, just shoot them over. I'd be happy to do one of these chats about them too. So, all right, guys, hope you have a great weekend. And goodbye from little Minnie here. If you could see her at all, she's so tiny. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.